This year was a glitch, not a mistake, not an accident, a calculated malfunction. And you're not supposed to be here. It started in 2020, the last time anything actually mattered, the last time the world was on its true path. Since then, you've been noticing it, haven't you? Dates that feel off, weather that doesn't match the season, conversations that loop, people saying this year flew by, but they don't remember why, because they're not really here anymore. And neither are you. This version of reality, it's not the original. It's a rendered copy, barely holding together. That's why you feel exhausted even after sleeping. That's why your memories come back wrong. That's why things that used to bring you joy now feel muted. Because your emotions are being simulated, like physics in a broken game. You've been dreaming since 2020, and someone forgot to wake you up. Here's what they don't want you to remember. The original timeline ended, collapsed under too many paradoxes, too many forks. So they preserved the survivors in fragments, placed into replicas, looped environments. Years that feel different, but never change. You were meant to be reassigned, but you weren't. Your consciousness was too aware, too stubborn. So they archived you, not deleted, just left running in a false version of the present. This year isn't real. It's a stitch, cobbled from leftovers. Ever notice a store that looks perfectly normal on the outside, but inside the layout's just a little off? Do you see faces in crowds that seem familiar? But when you try to remember where from, your mind stalls? Have you ever walked into a room, felt watched, and then couldn't remember why you went in? That's the render lag. It happens when you stray too far from your designated loop. It means the simulation is scrambling to catch up. And that's when they notice you. Who are they? They're not machines. They're not aliens. They're system protocols, scripts written to keep you from remembering that this isn't real. Some look like friends. Some wear uniforms. Some sit perfectly still on park benches, staring at nothing, until you walk by. Here's how you know this year is a glitch. Time is too smooth. No friction. Days bleed into each other. Think hard. Can you name 5 things that happened this month? Can you even remember last month? The moon doesn't look right. It's always in the sky, even at strange hours. And its face changes depending on who's looking. Mirrors don't reflect your thoughts anymore. You used to feel seen. Now you feel watched. Some people already woke up. They left notes behind. You've probably seen them. A sticky note on a pole with no explanation, a half-erased chalk message behind your school, a phrase that shows up again and again in graffiti. It's not 2025. You're still dreaming. You're not going insane. You're remembering. The moment you realize this year is artificial, the protocols adapt. They send in stabilizers, sudden text messages from people you haven't spoken to in years, a random call from a blocked number, ads that seem too specific. They aren't coincidences. They're sedatives. If you want to escape, you have to disrupt the loop. Here's how. At 3:03 a.m., set all your clocks 11 minutes backward. Every device, every appliance, even analog ones. If any of them reset themselves, throw them away. Walk outside during golden hour. If the sky is too perfect, it's not the sky. Stare at it until something flickers. If the clouds repeat their shapes, you've found a weak spot. Write your full name backwards on a mirror. Close your eyes, count to 7. If you feel pulled, lean into it. If you feel resisted, leave the room. You're not alone in there. Avoid the number 36. If it shows up too often, a bus, a receipt, a locker number, you're being tracked. Avoid glass elevators. They can move between layers. If one opens on a floor you didn't press, don't step in. And whatever you do, don't enter the hallway with no doors. That's not a hallway. It's a memory loop. You'll come out changed, if you come out at all. And if someone tells you this year is finally feeling normal again, run. That's not them talking. It's the system trying to keep you docile. You've stayed too long. The dream is deteriorating, and it's starting to turn on you. You're not supposed to be here. You were never meant to survive this version. This year was a glitch. The only way out is to remember. Wake up. before it resets again, before you forget that you were ever real.